So we're going to go ahead and put that altar right there, I think. Looks kind of nice. Okay, we're going to have stone door. The other thing you can do as a DM is you can like limit the party's ability to go from place to place. But that's always a challenge in my opinion. The reason I say that, oh my god, that's on the object layer. Oh, my life. My life. That's why it didn't work. Okay. So I discovered why something wasn't working before. I'll have to fix that here. Another option is to like limit your player's ability to get from place to place. The term that's used for that is railroading. It's not something that people look kindly on. Sometimes it's a necessity, but you want to try to limit that as much as you can. Another thing that you can do, like part of it was exactly what I said, like you go like you guys want to adventure or not. But really trying to level with your party is another thing. You can go like, listen, you guys are going to need to be going here so that you can do something that's planned for later on. Like you're just not going to be able to progress if you don't. So I mean, there are options. Like I'm not trying to say that you're just up shit creek if they decide not to go there. But there is a degree of, how do I want to put it? There has to be a degree of consent, I guess, between the players and you to some extent. And I think you understand what I'm talking about. Like, they have to realize that sometimes you're not going to be able to be completely free in everything you do. You know, sometimes you are going to have to get railroaded from one place to another. Wow, was that on the token layer? Ooh, it was. Alright, that actually helps a lot then. Makes it so I'm not just completely shit out of luck. So we can go ahead and delete that stuff. Whew. Okay, we'll go to background again. I mean, to kind of expound on it also, there's a reason why so many modules are written so meticulously, like so. It's so that you as a DM know everything that's happening at any given time, so that you have to shoot from the hip as little as possible, essentially. Because the game designers understand that that is a challenge, essentially. I think that's the only thing we screwed up. Okay, so we figured out what went wrong there, which is good. So it was really bothering me for a while there. I mean, normally I would have drawn it on the object layer, and that's, I guess, where the issue came, is I actually drew it on the token layer, and that's why it was so difficult for me to spot what actually happened and what went wrong. Okay, so this door is actually open. And it's open because there are people inside of here. So we're going to go ahead and open it like that. We're going to save. Put that door there. Put this door here. Save. See if there's anybody else that I need to be putting on lurk mode. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Alright, so I think we have all of our doors that we want for this. Go ahead and open up this door slightly, I guess. Alright, time to add a little bit of interest. So we got columns, we got decorative columns, we got practical columns, we got archways. Let's figure out what we can do with these. I think we should bring this down, and this can be like the entrance. Almost like an entrance archway. Control C, Control V that down here, and we'll shrink it down. Okay, let's move. All right, good. Go ahead and save. Feels like there'd probably be support in here if they want to make sure that this cavern stays a cavern and not a cave-in. So we'll go ahead and put a cavern support here. It'll also provide light for that area. So we're going to go ahead and give this a light source as well. Of, say, a sun rod. We're going to have another passage over here. Spin it around again. Same concept, we'll give it a sun rod light source. Let's go ahead and shrink down this archway some. A little bigger. Feels a little too grand for this. Perhaps they'd have it somewhere else, though. Yeah, we'll get rid of that one. Maybe this one's a little bit more appropriate. Go. Yeah, these archways are a bit much. I think we're just going to replace those with pillars. They block too much vision is the biggest issue that I'm having with them. Get rid of that. We'll just make a bunch of these. We'll actually change their size, and we'll make them medium. Five foot diameter pillar should be enough to be supporting this place. We're gonna put these at some stable areas. Okay, and I like the idea of maybe putting a statue there at the edge. We'll put another pillar right here. How's it going, King? Doing alright? Hopefully everybody's doing okay. It's Tuesday. Need some more peasant swag? What you're saying to me? Cool. This is all you have to say to noblemen when they give you shit. Yeah. Look at him. He's so happy to be a freaking serf working the land. He is the 99% of his time. Nobleman swerve. Alright. Let's go ahead and move around some of these pillars. So I kind of liked the idea of putting him there. I don't know if that's actually really architecturally how you do it. I think you'd probably put it, say, there. And there. However, these ones I think should go there because you're trying to present an entryway. It gives the illusion of openness, so probably put that there. I'll probably put something there to assist and support. These pillars will be a nice thing for blocking vision, but it'll also give like a sense of a little bit of strategy, because they'll provide cover as well for the encounter. So it'll be a little extra added thing. There's not enough revolts in history. Can't revolt anymore. The man has machine guns. And they don't have to wait on a ship for like 6 or 8 months getting scurvy and shit in order to come back with their guns. They're across the planet with their fighter jets in like hours. It's time to squash the rebellion with our tomcats. Alright, so we'll get rid of these. Okay, so we have a large selection of tombs that we can work with. We also have some kind of... what do I call them? Some little nice things to put in here, if we so desire as well. Feel like getting rid of that. Don't think it really fits with this. I do like this piece, but I don't know how I'd fit it into this encounter, really. I also really like this piece, but again, I don't think I'm going to find a place for it. I think it looks super awesome. But, fortunately, you can't force pieces where they're not going to go. I think I'm going to make this large. And then shrink this down to medium. See what happens. Arrange, send it back. See what happens when I make this large as well, actually. Size, large. Not really gonna fit. We'll see. Move you guys up here. Move these bad guys over here so that I can take a look at this a little easier. Peasant fighter jets. They're made of thatch. They go up like a torch the second our jet pool Or jet fuel combust. Okay, yeah, that's a little too big, so we're actually gonna take this and we're gonna make it medium. I feel like the medium is a bit too small though, just from the look of it. Maybe it'll work out though, we'll see. I guess it can work. Delicious wishing well ideas. Yeah, you kind of have to put a cap on how much the PCs can use it if you want to do something like that. I'm actually gonna free size this tomb and just size it appropriately for this. Alright, much better, much better. Now it's not taking up the whole damn room. There we go. Yeah, a big thing. It's tough to say. Like, sometimes players will just intentionally try to derail a campaign, which I don't agree with. But it's important to give them a little bit of breadth and give them a little bit of freedom in how they approach things. A little bit earlier, I was talking about, with Gamer Jim and Shigen, I was saying that there's a portion of your players that has to just kind of concede certain things. Like, if you give them an adventure hook or two, like, they gotta take one of them. They can't just say, no, we don't want to do that to everything you say. Because then it's just like, why are we even here? Like, if you're not going to play the game. That being said, when you do have them go to the tomb or whatever, you try to give them multiple ways to approach something. You try not to make it a hack and slash thing unless that's what the players really want. Like, even in this dungeon itself, I've put things in place that allow them to approach it multiple different ways. I think that type of adaptation is a little bit more important than adapting to everything that the player wants to do. Like, Gamer Jim was saying that, like, you could basically just adapt to everything that the players do without anything pre-constructed. And while that's true, you tend to end up with a very watered-down session as a result of that, or the writing tangles up on itself, stuff of that nature. I think that you need to have a set storyline, but not be married to it is more the idea. Like, for example, like, there are combat encounters in here, but if they find a way around it, I'm not going to penalize them or force them into combat that they should be able to avoid reasonably. Yeah, well, that's actually what happens in D&D as well. I mean, if you don't move towards your goals, whatever your goals may be, then you don't get experience points. Like, if you're just walking around town doing nothing, then you don't gain experience points. You could say, like, in D&D you can kill monsters that don't really contribute to your goal and you get experience points for it, which by the rules of the game, that's true. But I mean, if that was your desire, you could easily just take that component of the game out of it and just say that it only benefits you to kill monsters that contribute to your goal. Yeah, I've actually, one of the games, I haven't learned too much about it, but I was told a little bit about it from a friend. I'm actually kind of interested in the fate system. The idea that the players can kind of impact the game as it goes along. And the idea that it almost enforces role-playing by allowing you to invoke the, I think they're called traits or whatever, of the player. And that it's beneficial for you to put both positive and negative traits on yourself so that you can get fate points, or else you just never have them and you're inherently weaker. The basket weaver thing? Well, first of all, I don't think that it'd be very exciting to try and level a basket weaver. But to some extent, that's kind of how I see the game, is that people will become experienced doing things that give them experience. You know, like, if you're planning to be a crafter, for example, and you craft something of great significance and power, like, I could see you giving an experience reward for that. You know, that's kind of how you get leveled NPCs. Like, you have classes called, like, expert and stuff. They don't level by going out and adventuring, necessarily. They just level by their day-to-day stuff. But they become so good at it that they excel past their, the typical member of their class. Yeah, but they can see the weavings of the universe, but they're still weaving baskets in the end. Like, if that's their goal, like, why would they care that they can see the weavings of the universe, type of thing. I mean, to some extent, now you're talking about bad character motivation for a game. Like, yeah, it's motivation. You want to be a better basket weaver, but it doesn't really lend itself to the tabletop mindset. Or really to games in general. That's why I always kind of had a problem with MMOs that have crafting classes, but that's all they do. Like, it's not a secondary thing that you do. Because it's just, I don't know. People have fun in all different types of ways, but I just don't see how that would be a fun way to experience a video game. That's like an MMO style thing, I should say. Because, you know, obviously there's games like the dancing games or like Cooking Mama that are essentially the same thing, but I think they have a little bit more game mechanics that lend to fun play when you're talking about that. And I feel... It's so weird. Like, I just get these shots of deja vu, and I feel like I've been talking about this before while looking at this exact same screen. Like, the pillars stand out in my mind. Something very odd. Let's see, what else? Also, I question your devotion to a game when you're playing Riddle of Steel to play a basket weaver. Maybe you weave in steel baskets, I don't know, but Alright, let's see what we got here. So, let's get all of our broken tombs. The reason we want our broken tombs is we want a reason why there's undead going around. So there's our 3 broken tombs. Alright, let's shrink these down. Make them size medium. Take our token layer. Move these guys out of the way slightly. Our object layer again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.